I implore all of you to please watch till the end because we can't allow this to continue. We genuinely just can't allow this to continue. I would say this at the end of every one of my videos. We have to do something. We cannot let this just be the status quo.
Money, grows, peace, grow, money stack, grow, only money grows.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your man King Marcel, and we are back with another video. This is episode 3 of strange and insane TikToks that I think you all need to see. I want to appreciate you all for watching these videos, you know what I'm saying, and trying to watch it as long as possible because I really feel like these have a lot of value that it could bring to people and awakening them to, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the stuff that's going on. Let's try to get this brainwashing out of our minds and let's try to let that truth enter. So that's what the purpose of these videos are. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys are subbing up and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, let's get right into this.
You guys do not love the truth. The truth is in front of you. I put my fucking reputation on the line for all the kids in the world, and everybody's fucking staying quiet, but me.
I mean, he did, didn't he? We all called this man crazy. It seemed like he was right. This world is a stage.
You throw away the head and keep the body. In this disturbing conversation, Epstein seems to be referring to the women that he's trafficking as an aquarium. You can see he's having this conversation with a Olivier Colombe. Olivier, I don't know how to say his name, but I'm going to read this to you and warning, it gets really disturbing. You can see Epstein wrote at the bottom, "No problem. A friend that built the Beijing airport asked if I knew a bank that was interesting. I thought I'd run it by you. If it were good for you, I'm not involved in any way, nor would I expect to be." Then this guy, Olivier, whatever, says, "Thanks, very nice of you. Where are you now?" Then Epstein writes back, "On my island in the Caribbean with an aquarium full of girls." So keep that in mind, an aquarium full of girls. He is making these women out to be fish, or as you're going to see, shrimp in a few moments, and that's when it gets disturbing. Then this guy writes, "The king of Saudi Arabia has a few white sharks at his Jeddah palace. I totally prefer yours. Sure, I would enjoy the view." And then again, as to our Russian, I guess some might refer to them as white sharks. So then they start obviously here referring to these women as shrimp. He says, "I like shrimp, but not so much if it's too pink, although I'm definitely more into white than into any other color. I like your philosophy." Then right here we get the infamous now message, "No, some are like shrimp. You throw away the head and keep the body." So what that means, we don't necessarily know. Is this actually Epstein and this guy referring to decapitating a woman, keeping the body? Are they talking about mutilating a corpse after death and preserving the body? What does that even mean? Throw away the head and keep the body. It's physically impossible to throw away or toss out a living thing's head with its body still remaining and be alive. It's impossible, obviously. So yeah, this is some really deeply disturbing shit to me. Then they continue on, "As long as you don't have any hammerhead ones, I like white sharks." And then
Again, the point that I keep trying to make is that it wasn't just our government that was implementing this. They was talking about the king of Saudi Arabia. This stuff spans the globe. Anywhere where there's power, this satanic cult has reached.
And they say, "I can't even think of the smell of black shrimp. Ugh." So clearly this seems to also not only be a conversation about potentially murdering and mutilating women, but
it's racism in it as well.
Casual racism.
Literally.
This entire string of messages as well. With them saying, "I can't even think of the smell of black shrimp. Ugh." But keep in mind, the DOJ, the FBI, Trump himself, they claim that no investigation is needed at all whatsoever. This is all done.
Do y'all
Everybody's
believe
been
that?
held accountable. None of
Do
these
y'all
people
believe?
talking to Epstein should ever face any sort of music. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of all this? Please share out these videos, like and comment to spread the word. This is one of the most disturbing photos that I've seen in the Epstein files so far. And disturbingly, it appears that the DOJ has already removed this photograph from online. So this file was labeled EFTA 01241075. Sorry, I had to read that off my computer. But as you can see, it appears to show what look like children, teenagers potentially, in what looks to be a school. Now, I've seen some people analyze this image and they claim that this is a school in America somewhere. I mean, clearly you've got the sign in English at the top, but I couldn't find any identifiers myself that would really show where this photo was taken. However, eagle-eyed people online have pointed out the fact that there is a massive sign that says sacrifice at the top
Like what?
of that doorway behind these children. So, what's the point of this picture? Are these victims of Epstein's? Are these people that were in the Epstein network? Are these children that they wanted to target? Are these children that they targeted in the past? Why are they taking this photo right in front of a giant sign that says sacrifice? And the sign also, it says, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Which
sounds
seems
like
incredibly
sacrifice
relevant for the Epstein ring and all of the bizarre, dark, disturbing things that they obviously are rumored to have been into. But I don't know. I don't know what happened to these kids. We don't know their identities. We don't even know where this photo was taken. But this is just another reason why they should be continuing these investigations into those named in the Epstein files, because this is not okay.
It's
What
really
happened to
not.
these kids? Why are they in these photo albums mixed with hardcore pornography and other horrific visuals? I don't know, but hopefully we'll get an answer sometime soon.
That actually just reminded me of if you guys don't know about the story about Kendrick Johnson, I believe his name was Kendrick Johnson, the black boy who was found in the gymnasium wrapped in mats. And they tried to say he took his shoes off and set them next to the mat before he jumped in, and then was found without his organs at the school. Who were these girls? Or was it a girl or a boy? Who were these kids? What school was this? Was there anybody fitting the description that is no longer with us? These are questions that have to be answered. And for the DOJ to say that it's nothing to see here and none of this has to be investigated any further, it's disgusting. It's outright disgusting. Let's continue.
Why the fuck did I just come off live and they told me to type in this jmail.world and I just logged into motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein motherfucking Gmail? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
Because
Bitch,
what?
Nine emails with him and Elon Musk, nigga. Why the fuck?
He got everything.
You type in pizza. Oh my God. I don't know whom this is. I know Leslie
So
Graham.
people can log on directly to his email now?
JE is here and ready for you when your arrival at 4
Oh, yeah,
p.m.
it's on.
Dominique is a doll and a half.
What?
These bitches are sick. Oh my God. Look at Elon Musk's nasty ass.
Look at how many times he in there.
2012. How many people will be coming to the island? What?
What?
Oh my God. It got all of this.
Oh,
This is illegal. It gotta be.
because is that his actual email? That's wild.
So many messages from Ryan Reynolds have finally been unredacted, and they give us a peek inside the mind of a man who is way more involved than he wants to let on. And I am Andy Signor. I hope you've been watching our coverage of all these unredacted emails and documents that have been coming in. They're all very important because it's finally giving us a real picture of things. And I want to get right into it because there's a lot to read here from Ryan Reynolds himself. And I think if you read it all together with me, along with some of my commentary, you're going to see a pattern here and some scary stuff that I think we all need to address. Let's get to it. I put them in chronological order, the ones that we've gotten so far as of taping, okay? Starts back on April 12th of 2023. He's writing to Liz Plank, who is one of Justin's old co-hosts. I'm a little baffled by Mr. Baldoni. I would love any guidance at some point. Rats, I tried to warn Blake on the red flags, but was hoping he had gotten better. I'm on a shoot right now. Want me to call you after? Sure. Zero pressure. We could chat tomorrow. And sigh. Ugh, I'm sorry, Ryan. Working on his set was truly one of the worst days of my life, but it's survivable and I'll help. Call me anytime tomorrow. Even she's not like making it sound that bad, that they just don't like him. I think that's really the vibe I get from a lot of it. But let's get into it. Okay, so now Ryan is emailing or messaging Josh Greenstein, who's like head of Sony at the time. I mean, Garfield, congrats to you and your...
There's a word that's called egregor. A very strange word. You can find it anywhere. E-G-R-E-G-O-R-E-S. Egregors. Okay? Now, I found this word like deep into research about what controls people's minds. And what I came up with, not create a conspiracy, was a system that was being used that allowed our collective energy, anything that we believe in, to begin to manifest in some kind of way or another, and even begin to be used to even interact with us. And I'll give you an explanation of that, a very simple explanation. Let's say Nike, okay? Nike as a company. Now, Nike, if you notice with companies, they have names that mean that you're actually forming some kind of human or ghost or something. Why? They call it a corporation. Right. Everyone knows a corpus means a body, or corp as in a corpse. They say, hey, let's form the entity. This is generally a word that's a reference to actually more of spiritual beings than actually brick buildings, but they use that word. And there's a lot of words that are used because they're not reinventing the wheel when they create the biggest companies. They're actually trying to redesign what's actually in the human body and then bring it into like a functioning structure. That's what they call the great work, okay? So what has been discovered is that you have...
Which is necromancy. This is all heavily black magic using necromancy. And that's what your birth certificate is, because your birth certificate is a corporation. They've been creating these fictitious entities. And they use that to exude laws over us that aren't really laws. What we call statutes and codes aren't laws. These are rules for the corporations to follow. But the living don't. But if you don't understand what they're doing and that you aren't the legal fiction that they created, they put those rules onto you and me and everybody else who had a birth certificate unless you authenticate it. When you authenticate your birth certificate, it is you saying you aren't that piece of paper, but you are the master of it. You are in control, not them. Fruit for thought.
These systems that are formulated on these principles, okay? And this is what an egregor means. It means that when something is started, there's a specific set of rules, a ritual, if you may, that must be conducted in order for it to remain in the status that it's been created for. And also, it will continuously grow and become more powerful, okay? So anything could be egregors. You can create them yourself. You could even be one if you alter into another state of mind. You deal with them in religion. Some of the religions are the most powerful egregors. But let me give you a deeper definition. Let's say, for instance, at the beginning of Christianity, right, which was Gnosticism, you had a group of individuals that believed in something, and then they set up rules and a structure around it, which is just called a ritual. And as long as everyone practiced that ritual, then it would keep growing the more that it got larger. But unfortunately, the rules to an egregor are if somehow those rules are not continuously followed, those rituals are not practiced the way they were initially by the ones who created it, then it actually starts to take on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
That when we get together, let's say 100,000 of us, and we believe in something specific, we actually begin to animate it.
You bring
See,
life to it.
you know, they always want to know, where does nothing come from? Well, I can't tell you where nothing comes from, but I can tell you how things get into this space. And it's through concentration of passion. Okay, but that's how you also came into the world. They call that an organ. Concentration of passion.
Hmm.
Okay, so even deeper than that, when ideas are brought, and there's a you see ever seen a martyr and how vigorous they are? So there's a concentration
Yep.
of passion when something's created. Now, some people create companies like.
Yep.
They have such a strong passion to create this new thing. It's like, and then they got the rules and they got the merch and the set down, the branding, and you see, so that's what I'm talking about the ritual, to create something. And then the more people believe in it, the larger it grows. So in conclusion, you have so many of these egregors in the world that have lived thousands of years, ideas and concepts. Because those frequencies are so dominant, like I said, the strongest frequency wins. This means that oftentimes a mind, especially a younger mind that's still making its decisions, still determining what it likes and what it doesn't like, can be completely conditioned by a much more older dominant frequency that has never deviated from what it is, or slowly grown over a period of time. So this leads us to ask ourselves the major question. Why are people really riding around in Model Ts right now? Well, the answer to that question is because we upgraded it. We don't, that engine, I mean, nothing like what you would see in a Bugatti, nothing even like you would see in a Hyundai. Everything has changed. So why can't we give that same update to the highest level of what we believe in? So if you say, so what field controls the highest level of what you believe in? It's actually spirituality. Like, who is the head honcho of the entire thing in most people's mind? God.
So basically, what he's trying to explain is that that's how the devil implanted itself. Oh, let's update these things. Let's update what God is. Let's update, like, God doesn't traverse time. God was here from the beginning and will be here after the end. God was here before the beginning, and will be here after the end. So why would we need to upgrade the Most High God? It's not about upgrading the Most High God. These Igors, what he's talking about, are these malevolent spirits. It's these demons. It's these wandering spirits that's been here for thousands of years that are still here today, jumping in and out of people. And when they do this, they teach the world to try to forget about God and in different ways. Like, and using terminology like, oh, we're just upgrading what already was. God didn't need to be upgraded. But in order for us to transition over from the Most High God to Satan, it used these trick words. I hope I'm explaining that good enough.
Okay, so my post about translating Bad Bunny's song so that you know what you're listening to at the Super Bowl went viral. I didn't expect that, but since we're at it, let's translate another song. This one is called Vatican, and this is a clip from that music video. So you know where that's going. He spelled Vatican with a B for some reason, but here we go, let's start up there. Perhaps my music isn't clean, but I didn't invent sex and marijuana wanna. AAA. Where is the horny one? Raise your hands. A grinding, and we go. To the Vatican. Call your mom to ask for your hand. A. I was in hell when I stumbled upon a she-demon. She was selling her soul, and I bought it. She was yummy, but her friend was even yummier.
Just like,
let's go, the three of us. Let's go, the three of us. Yes. Where are we? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. God forgive me, because I have sinned. You are horny, I know. Let's go. I know. God forgive me, AA. I'm gonna skip this paragraph because it's irrelevant. He's talking about being in the club and the club being lit. But let's go to this paragraph here. It says, everybody fornicates here. The waiter and the preacher. Hey, mommy, you're so fine. Send me a picture of the young Mika. I don't know who young Mika is. They got me overthinking. The night got kinky. And in her ass, the pinky. Her hair purple like Inky Winky. I slap her ass and I leave her like Poe. I give it to her where she goes pee-pee and where she goes po-po. You already know what that means. God is watching, God is listening. That is what we're teaching our children. Hey, to believe in God, you don't have to be a minister. No man on earth has the right to judge in the name of Christ. And again, this is coming from a guy that takes pictures dressed as Baphomet.
Like, because I didn't
watch.
watch the Super Bowl performance because I don't understand Spanish. So why would I watch that? You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. But this is what y'all was listening to. This is what was let perform at the Super Bowl. Was this one of the songs? Because if so, that is wild. And it should show you the state of debauchery that we are in. And don't get me wrong. I know these rappers be saying a lot of stuff, but he's outright just telling y'all what it is. He outright just telling y'all this is demonic. And y'all listen to it to the point where he got to perform at the Super Bowl. Amazing.
He also portrays himself as Jesus in his music videos. In Old San Juan, they even have a mural of him as Jesus.
Just
and
blasphemous.
I'm not the best Christian out there, but back in the day, they used to call that blasphemy.
Yeah, thank you.
And honestly, in my opinion, it's plain disrespectful. So there you have it. That's another Bad Bunny song so that you know what you're listening to. I know that some of his songs have a great beat. I'm not gonna lie. Some have a catchy beat. And it's hard not to like it, honestly. But I don't know, I feel like it's important to know the words that come out of our mouths, even if it's in another language and we don't understand it. Because you could be singing and selling your soul to the devil and you don't even know it.
Literally.
Just because it has a good beat. So yeah, don't sing along.
Please don't sing along to that madness.
Pay attention here. This is the Barcelona 1992 Olympic Games opening ceremony. And we'll see this ship right here, and it's actually floating on a sea of cells. Now look at what they're bringing into this sea of cells. A virus.
Like, what?
NASA! Why the fuck a secret document called Project Anchor leaked online? And basically, NASA knew for 5 years, since 2019, the Earth is gonna lose its gravitational pull for 7 seconds. Bitch, that's not even it. They're expected to have 40 million to 60 million casualties
What?
on August 12th.
So that's real.
They saying the reason why it's going to be 60 million is because they have it down to the second. At 1 second, things are going to start to rise. At 2 seconds, buildings, cars, anything that's not secure to the ground is going to raise up to the sky. At 3 seconds, I think the buildings is going to start crashing up, going down. Bitch, everything finna just, niggas finna be rising. Then they saying at 6 to 7 seconds, everything gonna come crashing down. Anything that wasn't secure, that was up in the sky, gonna come crashing down. That goes people, that goes cars, that comes anything that's not motherfucking secured. Then they build these secret bunkers. They build these secret bunkers for only select personnel. Why the fuck do you think all of this shit is happening? They don't give a fuck. They know. They know. They fucking know. They fucking know, bro. What the fuck, bro? August 12th, nigga. 40 million casualties? What the fuck? Like, my jaw is dropped. They say the reason why is because the Earth is going to be pulled in 2 directions by 2 black holes. Okay, let's put a pause on that. I'm still stuck on 40 million casualties.
You hear me?
Will I be one?
Cause how we supposed to survive that? because I've been seeing stuff around on TikTok about that, you know what I'm saying? But not knowing that was a NASA document. That's a NASA document called Project Anchor. Because they know we're going to be in some type of free state where gravity won't exist for a few seconds. Just picture that. The entire electromagnetic field of the earth going down. All this month so far in February, they've been talking about how the sun been shooting off so many sunspots and that it may cause a Carrington event. But some people that I've been watching saying that whatever event does happen, whenever this energy does come here, may be 100 times worse than the Carrington event. And if you don't know what the Carrington event is, it was back in, I believe, the early 1800s or early 1900s, where a solar flare went off and it destroyed all of the electrical grid, and anything that had electricity going through it that was used for power or was used for radios or anything like that was all destroyed. The entire electrical field of the earth was destroyed. And based off of what's happening to the earth, to the sun right now, where they say on earth we're long overdue for another Carrington event. But what's going on with the sun right now, they talking about is potentially 100 to 1,000 times worse than the Carrington event. And now hearing that they talking about they know about the electromagnetic field, think about what the electromagnetic field is. If the Carrington event was able to knock out all of the power off of the earth, if something was over 100 times stronger than that, you don't think that it will be able to drop the electromagnetic field of this earth? And if the electromagnetic fields drop, that's our gravity. That's what's keeping us all here. Even if it falls for a few seconds, the amount of damage that would do. Anybody outside, come on. You're not just going to simply float. You're going to fly. And then when the electromagnetic field comes back on, you're going to fall. You're not going to float back down. That's a NASA document?
There's fuckery going on. Because it's funny how the blacks here, the original Indians, they got overthrown, right? They even put some of them into slavery and shit. Yet none of them now are getting any sort of land, getting any sort of, I guess, money. Dude, I live close to Temecula. Okay, basically I'm out here in Southern California. I have a friend. This dude gets $10,000 a month. This Siberian man. Okay, and you gotta think like that's fucked. Like this is one of the biggest secrets in history, man.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, that the original or the Aboriginal Negro here, okay, the Black Indian, that's not legit. Look at the Olmecs. Look at the Olmec heads, dude. Okay? They still can't even get a full carbon dating on the thing because of how old it is. Yo, there's 1,000 years of history missing. Look at the Olmec heads.
Really, my wife's father looks like him.
On the head, dude. Obviously, that is a black person. There's a fro on that shit.
Like, come on.
And this is another big misconception. All right? Because this is old information, too. Some people are probably watching this, I gotta slow down. You're probably watching this, and you're like, this motherfucker stealing other motherfuckers' information, yo. This information has been out since the motherfucking 1800s, dude.
Literally.
It's just, we're in the age of information, and we're in the age of misinformation, so this shit's getting out here, okay? But, that's why you gotta follow certain people, man, because some motherfuckers might fucking lead you to your doom. I'm telling you guys.
All these copyright songs, I'm about to cut that.
Now let's get into the real motherfucking tea. I always knew that Epstein Island is not just there for no reason. Every single thing is in a specific place for a specific reason. It's not just because he wanted a long time. So boom, let's talk about it. You're gonna see this word sundial over and over and over again, no matter what you see, even if they're speaking in Toad. They're talking about this sundial over and over and over again. Look right here. This is him. This is J.E. EpiPen. Road to Sundial. You're gonna keep seeing that. Then you look right here. This is the Quantum Vision Construction LLC. This is the company that they use to build the sundial. Why would a company be that's used to create a sundial be named Quantum Visio? Let me tell you right now, nothing is a coincidence. You go to this man right here, Kevin McCarthy, sundials, DNA, whatever. Hi, EpiPen. The other month, I was building a nice equatorial sundial on the lawn of our villa on St. John. Some photos are attached. A brazed time strip which is magnetically preloaded against Teflon guide strips in a slot of an equatorial art to implement the equation of time correction. What the fuck do you mean? Equation of time correction. Bitch, what the fuck? The equation of time correction. How did I find this? I've been researching DNA sequencing. We have a mutual acquaintance in George Church. I have been collaborating with George for some years now, re-architecting DNA sequencing. What I told you guys in the last fucking video, the commercialized H sequencer technology is still undergoing the initial stakeout. The H sequencer technology, when you search it up, the hypothesis proposes the vascular monoamine transporter 2 gene, which influences brain chemistry, predisposes humans to spiritual experiences. That better not sound like they trying to force us into a motherfucking religion and a belief. Technologies used to analyze genes in relation to personality traits associated with spirituality, such as self-transcendence. They are trying to keep us stuck in this fucking matrix. Don't believe me? I got more. Let's search up what an equatorial sundial is. So this is what that looks like. You want to see an older version? This is what that looks like. This is what that looks like. Let's go back to the definition. An equatorial sundial is a sun-based timepiece featuring a dial plate set parallel to the Earth's equator and the genome shadow casting rod set perpendicular pointing towards the celestial pole. Why would they need a sun-based timepiece that is parallel to the Earth's equator and it's perpendicular to the celestial pole? That shit sound like motherfucking time travel to me.
Yeah.
And you search up, is J.E. EpiPen's island on the equatorial sundial? Yes.
Wow.
A decorated sundial was built on the highest point of Little St. James. Why the fuck would you need a sundial, my G? So y'all already know what the fuck I'm finna ask. What does this equatorial sundial mean spiritually? An equatorial sundial, characterized as a genome pointing directly to the celestial pole and the dial plate parallel to the Earth's equator, holds a deep spiritual significance as a symbol of divine order, the balance between heaven and earth, and the journey of a soul through time.
Oh, Lord,
Cosmic harmony and divine order. The precise alignment, the celestial aspects is viewed as a reflection of orderly divine structure of the universe, balance and equanimity. It aligns with the equator. This type of sundial represents the point of equilibrium. It serves as a reminder of balance between day and night, masculine and feminine, and material and spiritual realms.
So was he taking these people to this island, doing these rituals on them, which are experiments, and then making these people no longer with us to try to run an experiment to see if their souls will travel through this time portal? That's what this is sounding like. That he was doing these experiments. They was getting super messed up on this island, doing all types of psychedelic drugs to put their minds in some type of supernatural trance. Did rituals, did sacrifices to what? Open portals, but not just any portals, time portals. And tried to use these sacrifices as lubricant to travel through them.
Passage of time and morality. Reminder of death. The sundial signifies the fleeting nature of human existence. The moving shadow serves as a reminder to live in the present, respect the inevitable, and the continuous cycle of life and death. What is going on Epstein's EpiPens Island? Life and death continuously. That's what they need to power what? The equatorial sundial. The resurrection and the rebirth. Just as the sun sets to rise again, the sundial often symbolizes the endless cycles of days, seasons, reincarnation, continuity, decay, and rebirth. The biblical context. The sundial of Oz, mentioned in Bibles 2 Kings 20, represents an intersection of divine promise and physical reality where the movement of a shadow, a sign from God, symbolizes life being prolonged and God's power over nature law. So when I sit there and tell you everything you was fucking taught is a lie, and they are doing exactly what they told us we should not be doing. Buy your copper pendant, grab your birthstone, start meditating, and start unlocking your motherfucking power. Because they're doing it to keep us in this matrix.
Insane.
You think eating is the worst part? You know, when you're preparing dinner, I thought that was the worst part. They would literally have us bury a hole, dig a hole ourselves, make us bury our own children, leave their heads sticking out. You know when you go to the beach and you play with your friends and you're like, bury me in the sand. That wasn't a joke. That comes from something. They would bury our children, leave the head sticking out. And you know what they do? They'd play soccer with the baby's head until it literally knocked off the shoulders. Then they'd have those parents and or other slaves on the field or there in general, don't matter if you're house, field, don't matter what type of slave you are, they would have those slaves take those kids with the head off and prepare them for dinner. So their parents would have to watch their kids be beheaded by foot, then prepare their kids for their master to eat, okay? Then they would tie up our men. They would tie up our men in a line. You ever seen execution style? Yup. Tie our men up in a line and proceed to grape them in front of everyone, okay? Including their own kids. I don't care about just the files. This goes deeper.
Yes, it does. Because it's been what the slavery was about.
You guys do not love the truth. The truth is
if you guys can, I pray that you guys made it to the end of this video. And if you haven't, I implore all of you to please watch till the end, because we can't allow this to continue. We genuinely just can't allow this to continue. I would say this at the end of every one of my videos. We have to do something. We cannot let this just be the status quo. I pray that this is weighing heavy on you guys' spirit as much as it's weighing on mine. I literally just had to go to the ER because I've been having so many bad headaches because I can't get this stuff off of my mind. And it's not the fact that it's going on, it's the fact that I don't feel like people are mad enough. And I literally feel like, man, am I tripping? Because what is it going to take? What is it going to take for all of us to have a genuine conversation with each other and fix this? You guys let me know down in the comment section. What do you think we should do? What should we do? How should we move forward? I keep saying I believe where it starts is that we need to stop paying taxes. Why are we paying these people to do this? If we wasn't funding them and giving them this money, they wouldn't even be able to do none of this. So I feel like that's the key. That's the starting point. Stop withholding your taxes and use the money for yourselves to help further your life, and let's build something together. Or just keep going with the status quo, keep being a slave, and keep letting these people who are doing these things continue to run your lives. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys are subbing up and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, King Marcel out. Peace.
Devil is alive, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the chains in my mind. Talking real peace of mind.